right, welcome back to the Footy Museum and the Footy Museum podcast. I am Justin Whitty, and I am joined, as always, by my co-director, Maria Van Dyken Lee. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Justin.
How are you doing? We are recording this early for some of us.
It's way too early.
On a Friday morning, as half of our team will be departing for spring break next week to the beautiful state of Florida, with half the footballing world, it seems like, is down in Florida.
That should be exciting for you.
Yeah, it is exciting. No, except I'm not going to see any games. The Fire will be in Florida as well. Also not going to see that, except on TV. Anyway, there, of course, is no Leeds game this weekend because of international break. But is there anything you're looking forward to watching this weekend, or anything from this past week?
Well, first off, I have to say, I read what you wrote about the Leeds tie-dye jersey. And I'm a little mad at you, but I forgive you. And
it's good.
And we'll just agree to disagree on the quality of that kit.
Bria, I hear your frustration. I respect it. I understand where it's coming from. And although I don't accept the basis of it as factual, I do appreciate it. And where I stand continues to be that is a garbage kit.
And I think it's hip and it's cool and us kids love it.
Well, let's talk about that. Because I was playing around with the idea if the current bottom 7 teams were relegated based on their badge/crest. We bounce back and forth, but we know what we're talking about. Kit and then stadium atmosphere, who would go down? Leeds did not go down in that ranking.
No. But
they were saved by the atmosphere.
By the atmosphere.
Of what is probably one of the best Premier League grounds. But what did you think about the other teams I did have going down based on the design and atmosphere?
I remember you had Bournemouth because...
Well, Bournemouth.
I really don't like their badge at all.
No, it's. I think I was saying, as much as Nottingham Forest has the best of 70s design, I think the Bournemouth is the worst. So what did you think of the teams I did have going down based on those evaluations? And that would be Southampton, West Ham, and then at the bottom, Bournemouth.
Based on crests alone, Southampton and Bournemouth feels right. Mm-hmm. I do like West Ham's.
Yeah, I don't think it... I gave it a 5 out of 10. It was just okay on the crest.
I think they've had stronger ones in the past.
Too simple. They have a great color scheme. Mm-hmm. And I think when you look at kit ratings, if it's just based on their traditional home kit, it'd be pretty high. But their 2022-23 away kit is not that great, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you think about it? Basically, it's a white kit where the bottom is digital flames coming up.
Digital flames.
And it looks like
they have...
It's like those I'm
pants
okay
on fire.
Or everything's okay.
Oh, you're right.
Memes. It's fine. Yeah, not a fan. What's with the flame is a hard thing to incorporate. Belgium tried it.
I don't know.
Guy Fieri look. Guy Fieri. I love of all people, you think that guy deserves the correct pronunciation, because he is clearly an arbiter of all things.
He's a wonderful man. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. He does a lot of good in the world. He has a wonderful sense of humor.
Boy.
Nobody loves Guy Fieri means more than Guy Fieri.
That's true. I think you're giving him too much respect with that pronunciation. But I feel like we saw some other flame kits recently. But anyway, it's a tough look. Did not like that in West Ham. But maybe that's the one's the most controversial. And then they suffered a lot on the stadium. They still haven't figured out that London stadium. And you get a sense, even watching the games from thousands of miles away, it just doesn't have the same atmosphere. And by fan accounts, it's very expensive as well. So, sorry, West Ham. And I do think it's funny that West Ham is even in consideration for relegation in light of the release of the new season of Ted Lasso, where they chose West Ham to be like the big Premier League
bad guy.
club.
Is that because West Ham agreed?
I mean, they had to have agreed because it's a full-on sharing of.
Maybe they're the only team that agreed.
Well, Chelsea's been featured with their crest and logo, but maybe the only one agreed to be
a plot
presented.
Yeah.
I have to say, I watched that season premiere this week, and I forgot that at the end of the last season, I decided I actually no longer cared for the show. It's so sappy.
Yeah, we watched season 1 and then fell off season 2.
Yeah, it's got a little too, I don't know, schmaltzy.
It was a little schmaltzy season 1. It was all like good feels.
But that came out pandemic, so everyone was ready for some good feels, I think.
That's true.
The funniest is watching these actors try to recreate Premier League gameplay.
Well, aren't some of the actors former professional football players?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I really honestly don't know.
I thought you knew everything.
So what else? Another thing that kicked off this week was the U.S. Open Cup.
Oh.
The 108th running of this open U.S. soccer tournament that's between amateur and pro teams. It's like the FA Cup in the U.S. It's very exciting.
We can do it too.
The Fire usually drop out. They have won it in the past. But first-timers this past week, Chicago House AC.
Chicago House AC.
Won against, I believe, Bavarian Football Club out of Wisconsin, playing just nearby in Elmhurst. And they play in a week in the next round against Forward Madison.
Where do they play?
They're going to play in Madison the next round. But I think I'm going to jump on the Chicago House bandwagon.
Yeah.
It seems like a
winning team.
Well, I haven't looked into it. But keep it out with them. I love this round. These early rounds of the tournament is before the larger professional teams jump in. So you get a mix of really interesting team names and amateur clubs. And it's just an exciting, wonderful tournament full of community college fields and bumpy pitches and, plumbers playing on the weekend. It's just great. Interesting U.S. Open Cup fact. The Chicago Fire lost once to an amateur team on an indoor field in Michigan. And last year they went out against the Omaha Union, which was sad. So we'll see how they do this year. So, what else this week?
What else this week?
There's big news this week in American soccer.
NWSL starts up this weekend.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is exciting.
And they will be starting up and also being featured on FIFA this year.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I can have one more team to play on FIFA now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when a league starts and team starts, that means what?
New kits.
New kits, the most important thing. So this week...
Merch.
Well, this week we're going to look at some of the new kits that will be premiering as the NWSL kicks off this weekend. And we'll be loosely ranking them, giving our thoughts, because I know that they're highly desired. All right?
We have thoughts.
We have...
Thoughts that keep us up at night.
I thought over good. I thought overall pretty good, I gotta say.
Yeah, there are a couple that, but.
Well, yeah, we will get to that. Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and start with Angel City FC and their new kit, the Represent kit. Angel City FC, obviously the LA-based team. They also play in Bank of America Stadium, or now it's called BMO Stadium, excuse me, where the LAFC play. So this kit is a white shirt, kind of white and gray, and it is kind of an aerial pixelated map of Los Angeles. And then so the bottom is gray. I guess that's where the ocean's supposed to be, going down into the shorts, and it has nice pink highlights on the sleeves, collar, and socks. And what do you think?
What do I think? I think the map's been done better probably in the past, but I do like the colors.
Yeah.
The gray and the pink is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not like a wear pink person.
Okay.
I like it as a color. I'm not like a person who wears pink. And I always am apprehensive when it's used in uniforms for women, but I think they did it right.
But pink has a pretty strong history in football kits around the world. You know what I mean? You talk about, if you even look in the Premier League, there's a lot of pink kits and MLS. And I misspoke. The pink is not around the collars. It's around a stripe down the side. I don't mind that.
It's also around the collar.
Is it like, okay. Yeah,
it's on the collar. It's down the side. It's down the shorts. I like how the dark or gray color or the full gray color continues into the shorts. I think that's nice.
I think the map is a fail on this. I get the idea. They're trying to say, like visually, here's the whole area represented. Mm-hmm. But there's a very low contrast, and it's mostly done by density of the dots. It's almost like a bitmap print or a silkscreen type image. And LA as a shape is not distinctive.
It's not a good shape.
It's not a good shape. Like Chicago has a very distinct shape because it kind of hugs the bottom of the lake. So you have like that scoop on the side. New York, obviously, it just kind of looks like a blob. And then with the ocean, it just looks like a gray stain on the bottom half of the. And because the contrast is so low, to me, it's kind of boring. And for a very exciting club, it's kind of a boring kit.
I think that's it. Is that they have, if you look at like even LA Galaxy's designs that we liked this year, very strong design with a lot of colors and inspiration drawn from the community. This doesn't feel inspired by the community.
No, it seems like a half-finished idea. And it is disappointing because they are a big club with a huge following, and I really enjoy Angel City. So not so much on that one. But since we did mention city outlines and Chicago being so great, and to balance things out, let's talk about the Chicago Red Stars Foundation kit.
This has to be the best one.
Oh, it is by far.
It is chef's kiss. It is no bias.
And we're not just saying that. We may just be saying it, but you know
it's the best one. They also had the best photo shoot.
They did. That the photo shoot aspect.
It's a fashion photo shoot. This is to sell kits.
And first let's describe this. It's a black kit, which I like. Again, this is their secondary kit. And they incorporate, any Chicago team is blessed with the 6-pointed star.
Solid motif. City design out of the box.
I'm sorry, we have the best city flag in the world. And it's adaptable very well. And so here we have a black kit. From shoulders down, there is a kind of black on black pattern with a more reflective material on the black surface of almost like a web of those 6-pointed stars. And then broken out of that pattern, just above the sponsor logo, is the 4 red Chicago stars, the Red Stars. And they are lucky in that their kit sponsor looks really good on the kit as well.
Yeah,
I think
it does. Nice short.
The CIBC logo, and then it's the CIBC and then the CIBC logo, so it looks like Sibco. But the height of it all works really well.
Yeah.
And then the crest, which is the Chicago colors on a white ground, really pops on it. I'm considering buying this one.
It's so good.
It is really good.
It's so good. And can we talk about the fashion photo shoot now?
Yes, now let's get to the fashion photo shoot. So, you want to explain?
Okay, so they have...
This is on their Instagram.
On all their
socials, yeah.
They styled the kits with streetwear. So, like, the players are wearing, like, jeans and, like, blazers and leather skirts and boots. and cool red pants.
And have they cut or tucked in
They like flipped it under so it's like a faux crop top. They're like showing you how to style
totally
the kit for streetwear, and they give options like if you don't want to crop it, you can tuck it,
or you can wear it with a poofy.
A poofy satin skirt.
Poofy satin skirt in your gold elevator.
Satin bubble skirt with the clean girl aesthetic.
Or if you're just like, hey, I'm wearing shorts with a floor length denim vest jacket. I can go
Do you have a denim duster jacket? Because if you do, you need this kit.
Yeah, but only if it's stonewashed. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. And I think she's wearing knee-high, high-heeled boots with this.
First, just a shout out to the Red Star players who are fantastic athletes and just look great in this photo shoot.
They bring it.
They really do. So shout out to them. But I have a question about these kind of photo shoots.
Okay.
So, and I'm noticing it a lot with the NWSL releases and women's teams is that, and I'm asking because I don't know if I'm off base on this, but it seems like there's more of a push with like in presenting this kit is like we have to make it fashion-y and make our players beautiful. Don't get me wrong, it's not hard to do with these athletes, you know what I mean? And I'm not any way criticizing them. But do we see this kind of fashion presentation in a men's team, or does it matter?
Okay.
Or is it just I'm curious.
I wondered the same thing. Like, are they making the women do this? Are the athletes, the players, willing to do these photo shoots? It feels like, based on how good this photo shoot was, it feels like they were willing to do it.
Yeah.
If they don't want to do it, then I don't want people to ask them to do it. They're professional athletes. They're not models. I hope they got paid for this time, but it's so good. It's hard to like be critical for me of this. I went and I checked if the Chicago Fire have done anything similar to model their kits, because I couldn't remember.
With street clothes mixed in?
I did not find the players modeling street clothes. It's
no, I've seen it. Yeah.
I had seen this. I had completely forgotten about this light bulb photo shoot that they did with the players where they put them into like a rap video from the 90s in their full kits. And it's not effective. It's not cool. They still had to do this photo shoot, but it's not cool.
No, it's not cool, but they're just presented in their kits like these are soccer players on this ground.
Yeah.
It's not like these are soccer players, but they're also models. And maybe that's why you like, it's like a different presentation. I don't know. I'm curious, but I think you're right, because I think in obviously both the men's and women's game now, the whole pre-match outfit that players play is a big element of it. Like teams always cover players coming into the stadium, and it's posted in that. So I think it's very much tied into identity as these players build their brands. But it's a stark difference I notice in the presentation of all these kits.
Yeah, there's a difference. What I think what I come away with the Stars photo shoot is that they're in street clothes, but they still look powerful.
Absolutely, yeah.
They don't seem to be over sexualized in these. And this was the most like streetwear focused out of all the photo shoots with the kit releases.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, just why I'm focused on this one. But I think it does just come down to their willingness to do this, because it makes me want to buy the merch, which
absolutely.
is the point.
Yeah, that's absolutely. And to go out and support this team. If you want to support a winning Chicago soccer club, Red Stars and Bridgeview down at SeatGeek Stadium, it's really, they're great games. And they're actually playing in a couple of weeks, playing the Mexican national team.
The Red Stars are playing the Mexican national team.
That will be one to go to.
That will be one to go to.
So we're in agreement. The Chicago this year with kits is hitting out of the park, and the Red Stars, once again, even destroyed the fire by sure. I would much rather wear the Red Star kit than the fire
I think,
kit.
you know what? I think I have to buy the Red Star kit and a floor-length denim duster jacket.
Oh, you can borrow mine. I'm just wearing it right now.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's
Great.
original. Do you want the cowboy hat with it too? Okay.
Can I also borrow your knee-high, high-heeled blue boots?
No, I need those.
Okay.
I need those. All right, let's move on to the Houston-La Estrella kit. Houston Dash is a partner club with the Houston Dynamo, and I think you get a lot of that sense from the branding on their website. Both teams kind of, I enjoy how they use like papel picado graphics to show upcoming matches. You know, they kind of weave in the crest, they show the crest cut out of that in the orange. And their kits are similar. If you remember, Houston had what we called like the heat map.
Oh, yeah.
And this is very similar to that. It's orange.
It's orange. It's an orange kit. I don't know how many different ways you can do an orange kit.
Well, it's supposed to, if you look at it on what I've seen from the FIFA, the contrast between the kind of light yellow to the orange is stronger, and it has more of that heat map flame look. And that works, but in person, it just looks orange.
I prefer the one in person.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because of just the placement of the upper part of the heat map on the FIFA just seems weird to me.
It's like a single strap or something like that.
Yeah, just like, I wouldn't wear that.
But overall, it's okay.
Orange.
It's okay. It's orange. It's not, it's fine. Moving on. Okay, now another one of my favorites. Gotham FC. Actually, I can't decide.
You know what I think would fix this one?
What's that?
Well, should we describe it first?
Yes, let's describe it.
This one has kind of it's black and white stripes, but with a glitch effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like an offset glitch effect. So every few inches, the stripe is broken up and shifted like an inch to the right. So it's not an exact angular stripe. It's almost like a vertical and horizontal effect.
That's interesting that you read it as like a glitched stripe, where I just read it as electricity
like
or lightning zigzag. Yeah. But the glitch makes sense because the edges of the stripe or bolt, or whatever you want to call it, do also kind of break up into pixels a little bit on the edge. So I guess that makes sense. And it's supposed to represent kind of the frenetic.
Frantic?
It's supposed to represent kind of the frantic energy of the New York, New Jersey region, and that kind of constant go.
Okay.
And it's not just a straight white. It has that, just like all of, like in their kit, it's a little greenish blue minty tinge to it, I would say, to the light. And then that's down the front. The sleeves are black. There's black behind the sponsor. And then they have, as always, I really love their crest as well.
Oh, it's so good.
And I like that they're like, we're New York and New Jersey.
I'm sure everyone loves that. I'm sure all the New York people love that, and all the New Jersey people too.
Another black kit. I like it. I think it'll look good on the field.
Yeah, I wish the sleeves were also glitched. Because they're just solid black, and I think if it had continued with the pattern, I'd like it more.
But I think where the Red Stars, I would definitely own and wear. This one, I would just.
It's so loud.
Yeah, I think it'll look good in games, but it would be a hard one to pull off.
Unless you paired it with a mini puff skirt.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Actually, the floor length denim sleeveless duster with that pattern on it is the one I have.
Oh.
So that's the one you can borrow.
Okay.
Okay. North Carolina Courage.
Wah.
They failed to design anything this year and just it's like a white shirt.
It's a white shirt. It has like a little texture on it. It looks like the annual white dress you can buy at the Gap that they just redesign every year.
Yeah. You're a big Gap head.
Yeah, I love the Gap.
They do have a holographic badge, though, which is...
It does not make up for it in this case.
No.
It does in another team's case, but it does not make up for it in this case.
It's boring. And they've kind of always had boring kits. So, sorry.
Have a little bit more design courage.
Oh.
Sorry.
Speaking of design courage, OL Reign.
This is a good one.
This is a good one.
This is a really good one.
So I would describe it as it's blue and red in their team colors, and it is mostly blue with just a little red detail on a kind of a diamond collar, and then red accents on the sleeves and stripe down the side. But then the blue is broken up into geometric sections, which then have waving line forms in light blue to dark blue.
This is an example of the pattern being continued on the sleeve in a way that I like.
It's just all over.
It's
not. It doesn't disappear behind the sponsor, and it's reminiscent of the U.S. national jerseys from a few years ago, where they had kind of the lines going in every which direction in blue, but it's still very distinct. It has like a watery, natural feel.
And there's variation between the line widths.
Yes. And what I like about a kit like this is that it's made to look good as it moves, right? Since it already has like an overlapping feeling of like a crystalline pattern. You know, as you're seeing people wear it or players on the pitch, it still works because it can work from all of those different angles. The use of the red really pops. And again, another really strong crest for OL Reign, and I think this goes well with them. And the best kit sponsor ever.
Yeah, the Black Future Co-op Fund.
Yeah, it just looks like, I mean, that's almost like a shirt you would expect someone to wear.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think they'll sell a lot of these.
Yeah. I know you said the Fire were the only ones who did a fashion shoot, but that's not true.
They did.
OL Reign did
I said they
well.
did the best fashion shoot.
Okay.
But the OL Reign did a fashion shoot as well, which is much more Pacific Northwest inspired.
Yeah, it looks very damp. And they look very serious.
Are they on a dock here?
I think I'm glad you mentioned it looks very Pacific Northwest.
Oh, they're so
It's
cool.
very Seattle, because if you watch the launch video, and don't get me wrong, I do value all of the espoused values of this club as well, but the launch video for this new kit basically suggests that the kit represents every good cause in the world, from like environmentalism to like recognizing, land rights, to all these things, which are great, but it just ends up sounding like a very Seattle-based pitch.
I'm also just like overwhelmed by the whiteness of the models featured in this.
Well, that is representative of Seattle, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Meg Rapinoe's pink pants. I don't know.
Oh, they're cool. They're cool.
Okay.
They're in.
Okay.
They match her hair.
I thought you were anti-pink.
I don't wear pink myself. I support others who wear pink.
Also, the background's like the dock in front of a bunch of driftwood.
I have to say, this photo shoot feels less like the players are into it.
But I do have to, going on your criticism, if the front of your kit sponsor
says Black Co-op Future Co-op.
Yeah, Black Future Co-op.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
And you have, and everyone you're putting out there is...
They have one black player featured.
Is very white, so... live up to your promo video, OL Reign. Okay.
I have to say, I do love it paired with the black kit crop jeans and the black varsity jacket and the black combat boots.
Yeah, no, it is a strong...
Yeah.
This is another one I would wear. I would wear this one.
With the kit crop jeans. The players definitely do seem less into the photo shoot for this one.
Yes.
And so that makes it feel less.
There's a little clenched jaw action.
Yeah, like
maybe because it looks like it's freezing.
Maybe it is freezing.
Yeah.
Who knows? But just some goofy, uncomfortable smiles. A little bit too modelly, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe they're like, why am I in front of a pile of driftwood? Maybe that's the thing.
Why did you ask me to throw my coat over my shoulder? Yeah, it's one step too far for this team. Yeah, going back to what I said, the players definitely need to be on board for modeling if they're going to model. Otherwise, it's a waste of their time.
Well, how do you feel about the players from the Orlando Pride? What's your vibe from that? So the Orlando Pride Highwaywoman kit this year is based on the artwork of Mary Ann Carroll. And it is, if you look close, it's a purple, which is their color kit, but up close there is a kind of a value variation on it that has kind of a leaf-like flecked with like a almost black, dark purple to light purple, almost like a camo feel, which is derived from her work. But from a distance, it just reads purple.
It reads purple, but it has a good luster.
Oh.
At least in the photograph.
Okay. It does. You're right.
I like how they styled this with the all-white outfits. They look to varying degrees interested in being a part of this photo shoot.
Like trying to guess how interested they are.
It doesn't seem like they made them do that much work for this, but I do like how they styled it. I think it's nice. It looks good. And
this is unfair because you need a sponsor on your kit. For some reason, I'm so turned off by teams sponsored by healthcare companies.
Yeah, it's either healthcare or banks.
It seems like the most like convention freebie giveaway when it has like something health. I don't know why that is. Just a personal thing. It makes it more generic to me.
I also think that healthcare brands just have terrible logos.
They do.
They have
because they're not trying to please anyone.
No.
They're just not trying to offend anybody.
This is our name.
Yeah.
We are Orlando Health.
Yeah.
We are Metro Health. We are Healthcare Health, and we used
we are Crosstown Health
serif font, and have a little graphic following the word health.
Yeah. Not great. They're okay. Now it brings us to the other Pacific Northwest. And if the launch of the Seattle kit encapsulated a lot about Seattle, I would say that the Portland Thorns kit is extremely Portland. I even heard it said it's very Portlandia. Mm-hmm. Do you want to explain this distinctive kit? I'm curious to hear.
They copied my tattoo.
That's right. I forgot after you talked about the Thorns a few weeks ago, you went ahead and got a full chest hat.
Yeah.
With a dagger through the thorns. That's right. What are you going to do about that?
I'm going to sue.
Well, I was very complimentary of and that was expensive. I mean,
it was.
Yeah.
I want a full refund. I want a cut of the merch.
Well, what I'm amazed by is you went with you also included the sponsors. Which I was like, that's a bold move. And you're like, well, it just came to me.
I believe in Providence.
In your case, it was more of the...
and TikTok.
Yeah. It was more about the idea of Providence.
Yeah. Well, I had that one before.
And TikTok's your nickname, so... Oh, that's right. You had the belly Providence tat. Okay, so maybe we should explain the actual kit. So it is like an old style 1930s tattoo, which are very in, I would say. Mm-hmm. On the shoulders, it is 2 roses right on the shoulders in that tattoo style with their thorny branches kind of weaving down the sleeves.
Into the armpits.
That
part hurt. That done.
I think that's why in all the displays they have
they have
the players specifically like, put your elbows out. We got to spread those spread those arms out. A central crest, but then through the crest there is a dagger stabbing with kind of some like energy lines pointing right down at the Nike swoosh, which you also have tattooed, and then on Either side there are thorns and thorn branches, and then a banner, like a tattoo style banner, that has the team saying, what is it? Something till I die.
Rose City till I die.
Rose City till I die, and then is that the year of their founding in the top in Roman numerals? It may be.
I'm gonna guess so.
But wow, this is there's a lot of hot takes on this out there. There's some heavy duty haters and some big time lovers as well. That's the name of my my album. Heavy duty haters and big time lovers. Slow jams with Justin Whitty. What's your take on this? And we should mention it's on like a cream ground with green accents, a green ring on the sleeves, and I believe green shorts is what's played with too. So that cream goes really well with the green, which is also prominent in the tattoo type design. What are your thoughts?
I'm not gonna buy it, but I love that they did this.
Yeah, I would. It's a tough one to pull off, but it will be remembered.
Yeah,
and I think sought after for years to come.
Yeah, I think it's a collector's item.
Absolutely.
I like that they did it. At least they did something, and they did something totally unique and totally.
I can't think of another kit anywhere like this.
No, and like no other place could do this.
That's true.
It's Portlandia. They're leading into it in a way that it's gone beyond parody. It's just what it is now. Like, this is who they are. And it's worth the coming lawsuit from Maria. I think it's worth for them. Yeah.
But I think there's also a statement with we talked about this a little bit before. Portland was very tied up in a lot of the problems that came out in the Yates report.
Yeah.
In the NWSL, and the owner of the Timbers, and it would, they were their fans, because the fan base from the Timbers and the Thorns really cross over, were very outspoken and are kind of leading the call for change in that area. And when you look at that in terms of, now we have a dagger through the crest, and it's also badass. Like, we've talked about just the crest being pretty badass
already before everything happened.
Like,
yeah,
don't fuck with us,
yeah.
Kit. And it's tough. And I think in the wake of all of that, it's bold. It's a bold statement. I'm not going to wear it. You don't have to wear it. I mean, you're all set.
Just off the shoulder top, I'm there.
But yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I think women are really good at doing this thing where doing a personal, like, visual appearance response to things that happen in their lives or trauma. It doesn't have to be trauma. Like, how many girls do you know in college who went through a breakup and cut their hair off?
Right.
And not to equate sexual abuse to a breakup.
Right.
But this is something, anecdotally, I don't have evidence for this, that women do. They change their appearance in response to things that happen to them. And I think it's a way that they take control of their bodies and take ownership of themselves again when they feel that they've been abused or used or manipulated.
Would you feel that's also, though, just the case in not always a reaction from trauma, but also just overall like an empowering move?
Yeah.
Because another thing we were talking about before this episode was in addition to like the photo shoots and everything, there is, certain players in the league, and you see this internationally too, women players who play with makeup on. They're very into their look in the game. And I don't think any more than men, if you look at their crazy haircuts.
Men are totally into their own looks too.
But they get more criticism on it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The women do, obviously. But do you see that also as just like a firmly standing the ground, as like, I'm here as this person, and using the visual presentation of themselves on the field as a power move as well? Or do you think it's just a universal athlete vanity thing?
don't want to paint with too broad of a brush.
Oh, it's a podcast. That's what we have to
do. Women, I am going to paint with a broad brush. Women don't go a single day of their lives without somehow having to think about what they look like and how other people perceive them and their looks. And like every single decision you make, every choice you make about your own appearance is occupying a space of your mind that could be used to think about something else. And it's a kind of a big burden that you're just used to carrying. And so if a player wants to play with makeup, no matter the reason, if it's for vanity or if it's just because they like the way, they prefer the way they look, they feel more like themselves when they have done certain things to themselves, or if they feel more empowered when they like put color on their face and make their eyes darker, it is empowering. Like that's great, and they should do that. And like making changes to your appearance is your own choice, and nobody should have anything to say about it but yourself when you look into the mirror, and hopefully you like what you see. And if you don't, then I hope that you can get there.
That's very well said. So let's continue evaluating the looks of these.
We're talking about kits. We're not talking about
I know.
bodies.
No, that's very well said, and that's true. Which makes the Portland kit all the more wonderful, I think.
Yeah.
So moving on to Racing Louisville FC Houndstooth kit. The houndstooth pattern, heavily borrowed here from kind of horse racing history.
In my head, I refer to this as the horse girl kit.
Yeah, I know. And also the presentation there at the side of like a horse farm, and then the videos with horse.
They're wearing they're wearing scrunchies in their hair, which I hope that was their own choice.
Are they the horses? I don't know. It's not a good. I don't like the kit very much either.
This shoot also feels like they're like fake giggling.
Yeah.
Like they weren't comfortable in this situation.
Let's move on to another powerhouse in the league, San Diego Wave FC. I would say their kits follow very closely with the recent national team, U.S. national team. You have a blue one, and you have a white one. And they have that weird Nike neck with the little Star Trek-y points coming out of it.
I can't think of anything I like about this one.
Another healthcare. No. And the criticism I hear from people and have read about their kits is they don't live up to their really far out crest.
This is an excellent crest. I think across the board in NWSL, they just have excellent badge designs.
Absolutely.
So when design falls short, it's like, it hurts.
Yeah. And San Diego they went with bold Dayglow San Diego colors. You have a wave cresting over the sunset. It's all in. Where's like the neon? Here's where I would go with a tie-dye kit. I wouldn't mind I'm anti-tie-dye kit. Maybe here, brightly colored, or like a full sunset fade.
Oh, a gradient
just like an ombre
fade.
From shorts up through the sunset
nice.
Colors.
Let's make a call.
There's so much to do.
Let's call San Diego.
And for such a big club with their own amazing stadium, huge, setting records with crowds, like you gotta step it up.
Yeah,
we love you as a team, but these kits are boring.
They're boring.
Boring.
Invest in women by investing in design, Nike.
Nike, your kit designs overall. I don't know what's going on over there. You go from the World Cups, and now hopefully they'll make some changes before this year's World Cup, but I doubt it. And then now some of these, like, oh, okay. Washington, although Nike, good job in Portland. And
several of them were good jobs.
They were good, yeah.
I'm not even mad about the houndstooth horse girl one.
Oh, okay.
I think it's fun.
It's fine.
I wouldn't wear it. I hope somebody does.
Okay. Should we move on to the Washington Spirit?
Yes.
This is another holographic crest? Am I?
That's correct.
Yes.
I like this one.
And is it a new crest design?
So what happened? And the kits this year are just black and white, black one and a white one, and they're going through the process of a rebrand. And this is tying into like changing club identity after everything that happened with the sexual abuse at the club. So they, rather than just sitting with the old designs, they were like, we're going to just like move forward, do a transitional design.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a black kit. We're going to have a white kit. The badge, we're not going to use the old one. We're going to just change the whole thing to chrome.
Oh.
And so this year it's chrome. On the kit, it's holographic. I think it really pops on the black one.
Yeah, you already shared that just when it came out.
It feels like armor in a cool way. And so I like this one compared to what was the other team that had the other holographic kit.
Oh, that was the North Carolina.
Yeah, they also have the holographic badge. I don't think it did as nice of a job as this.
There's two different narratives between the designs going on, I feel like. Like that one just felt like we have a white shirt. This one, there's a lot of...
There's a reason for it.
Reason behind it.
I don't know the reason behind the courage one.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't like CVS as a again, they can't control it, but the heart in the CVS, it's like a Minecraft heart or something. I don't know. It's not my favorite. You can't help but notice these things.
Especially on a kit that's only black.
Yes. So those are all the new ones this year. Yeah. So overall, I do think the Red Star, honestly.
Yeah, it's the best one.
And I would maybe move Portland in terms of overall up there. In terms of wearing, no. So, and then wearing, I would go OL Rain for sure. I would do that one too. But there's some good designs. It's exciting. I'm excited for the season to start. I'm going to try to go to that Red Star Mexican national team game. So I haven't been to SeatGeek in a while. So it's great. It was really great to talk to Fio last week, and we did a few episodes on that were Peru based, which was really interesting. And I have a suggestion.
What's your suggestion?
That our next episode we focus on Turkey.
Turkey.
Yes, there's some great, huge clubs. There's huge clubs in Turkey. It's a very, very top tier soccer football country. They have great crests and some interesting stadiums. And we will have another special guest to talk about that. So yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about Turkey. Anything else you're looking forward to in the international break? You going to watch Grenada versus the U.S. men's national team tonight?
Maybe I'll have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always those games where they like to really, unlike the women's national team, who win pretty much everything. The U.S. likes to, the U.S. men like to kind of do okay and then play like really small teams and lose. So we'll see what happens. So they start the CONCACAF Nations League tonight. And I'm glad that at least that MLS is going through the break, because this time of year I don't really like the international break. I need my fix. And I'll be excited when the Premier League is back for sure. But I'll be trying to keep up with all the MLS action. Cool. In my new Red Star kit.
Yeah.
And I'll be watching NWSL kickoff their season. I like it too because they don't have 30 or 29 teams.
It's a little tighter.
It's like a more of a reasonable size league.
It'd be nice if there were a few more teams, but it's growing and people are starting to pay attention.
All right, so we will see. We will talk to you next week. Make sure to follow us, and it's at the Footy Museum. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Make sure to follow us at the Footy Museum and check us out at thefootymuseum.com. And like and share this podcast. Okay, bye.
Bye.